Hey everybody, my name's Tom. You know me as Two-Step Tommy.
Burn the fuck out of my hand.
And today we're doing my first YouTube video on the unboxing of the CD009 adapter kit that I got from Careless on the RX-7 Club forums. It's all going in my 93 Mazda RX-7 and gonna be pumping out hopefully over 700 horsepower through this kit and the CD009 with no issues. Excuse the dirty garage, but today I'm gonna go over all the cool details about how I decided to go with this kit, give you all the info on why I think you should too, because it's inexpensive, it's gonna hold up, I hope. Thing has been up on jack stands since I got back from Florida. I keep breaking transmissions and I'm over it. So did a whole bunch of research and it looks like this is the way to go. This is a JK40 transmission from a 370Z. You can do a CD009 as well. They look exactly the same. I went with the JK40 because the kit that I bought, that's what they recommended for the sole purpose of needing the internal slave. So the early models have a fork style and the later models have a slave. The kit it's over here. It's in this box, which I'm excited to open, but I need to sharpen my knife apparently. Is that everything is packaged super nice and neat, and he makes it the most, I guess, aesthetically pleasing experience that you can have, which I think is fun for everybody. So get this thing wrapped up nice and tight. Had a little bit of problems with customs, but it got here pretty quick. Once he shipped it and it cleared customs initially, which was not his fault. It's just coming from one country to another. It got here, I would say 5 business days, which is not bad. I'm in Virginia, so smack dab in the middle of the East Coast. So coming from Ontario, it's not bad at all. I definitely should have at least cut this open before starting the video. So let me make sure we can still see okay. All right, let me back this up. All right, so boom. Everything's packed super awesome. So first thing I see is a checklist, which is really cool. And everything is labeled, which is awesome. So he's got all these parts labeled. So here's the adapter kit here in this box. And then he has a pretty much just like a, sweet, it's got my name, order number, the date, and literally everything that's included. He is personally checked off and okayed to make sure I have absolutely everything I need. One of the coolest things when talking to Careless was that everybody's going to be using a different clutch for this kit. So I am still going to be using the original OS Geiken, however you say it, TS2B twin disc that I've been using for years. All I had to do was buy an overhaul kit to match the splines on the CD009, and it stinks because they're not that different. I think one of them uses 26 spline, the other uses 27 spline. Pop that bubble wrap later. All right, you guys can see that okay. Man, that is gorgeous. Get a look at this.
Look at that. That's nice and shiny.
But sorry, I got sidetracked. What makes this different is I don't have to cut anything for the most part. I'm not cutting the bell housing. If you don't have a automatic rear plate, most people will have the turbo rear plate. The casting on the irons is a little bit different. So the thickness is different. So when you cut the CD009 transmission and you're using their adapter, because the casting on the rotary rear plate is slightly different. It pushes the rotating assembly too far forward, which will blow up your motor. So the only way around that, and it's super inconvenient unless you're in the process of building your car, is tearing down your motor, removing the rear plate, and then putting an automatic rear plate. Yep. Last piece of tape on the bottom. All right. So he makes this too easy. Oh man. So I posted this picture on my Instagram. You guys can see it here now. This is a installation manual that he made himself. Like I said, color coded, start to finish, and this is gonna make my life awesome and easy. Yeah, there he goes to the internal slave, clutch, starter. That's another thing. I get to keep using the same starter I already have, so I don't have to change anything out like that. And then here you see the differences between a manual and an automatic cover plate on top of the rear iron or the side iron. Yep, minor cutting here to make the starter fit in the bell housing on the CD009, which will be super simple. And there's that color coding for the matching bolts to make everything work and line up properly. Countersunk, super easy to use. Oh man, torque spec. A lot of people putting their cars together forget about that stuff and how important it is. He did all the research he could on perfecting this part alone with the rest of the kit. The clutch slave cylinder, the ones that come stock on the CD009 are plastic and they pretty much grenade themselves. So obviously this is not going to be plastic. It is going to be way beefier. And it looks cool in the picture, but I heard he upgraded it. So, mounting bracket. Really cool. Steel braided line to hook everything up. Fittings. Another mount here. All this good stuff. And then, boom. That thing is beefy. And let me try to tuck this back nice and neat. Goofed that up. Okay, this is a flywheel spacer specifically made for the OS Geiken TS2B that I'm using to compensate for the difference in the space between the transmission and the motor now. Okay, so all this hardware Loctite already on it, color coded just like its instruction manual. I've got a bushing, and here's the spacer that he's done the personal research on to make sure that my flywheel is spaced far enough for my clutch to still work properly. This is my first time ever filming or shooting videos, so editing's gonna be interesting. I might have my buddy John Vargas, you guys know him, help me out with that, and then probably and hopefully teach me a few tips and tricks to get this going. All right. Oh my goodness. This is some beefy stuff. Not a lot of these bolts and hardware can you find at like Taylor's Do-It Center or Lowe's or any like just regular parts store. So this is cool that he provides all this, so I don't have to do anything but bolt it up and get it in. This is a starter motor mount for the FDS model, turbo manual only. This is how the starter I have in the FD is going to adapt perfectly to the kit he has. This is it. This is the kit. I'm hoping that this helps a lot of you pique your interest in doing a CD009 swap. I did it because, like I said, I keep breaking transmissions, and these transmissions, from what I've seen, hold up 900 to 1,000 horsepower, no problem. They're not notchy like a lot of T56 transmissions. I'm super excited. Parts are still coming in for it. So pretty much all I need to do is get ready for that. And I'll probably start mocking stuff up and get this thing going, because a lot of racing to do this year and I don't want to miss out. So check that out. Back in there. Perfect. To give you a price of what this kit costs, this obviously is not brand new. I found this, had 33,000 original miles on it down in North Carolina, picked it up. The kit Price varies on, I'm sure, your situation. Mine was $1,700 after everything. And then the clutch overhaul kit, again, depends on what clutch you're using. Drive shaft, I have a local drive shaft shop here that made my drive shaft for the, oh, there it is actually, for the 8.8 kit that I had. So gonna keep the rear part here to work with the 8.8. Then most likely you'll have to cut this because the CD009 is a little bit longer than the FD Trans, and then just swap out the yoke. I think I've made this video long enough. It's my first video, so go easy on me. Any comments, questions, concerns, I'm more than happy to point you in the right direction. Thanks for watching. There'll definitely be more videos because this is something I hope to get more into, and it's definitely a lot of fun. And I do a lot of crazy stuff with my car, like you guys have seen. So I'm gonna keep breaking this to provide you with more content. Peace.